And okie dokie. Hopefully this is live because this is the first time I'm using this on my MacBook Pro. So I'm going to cross my fingers here. Wait and see if the video pops up. Maybe. Well, it's not looking good so far. Oh, goodness. Hey, okay, good. There we go. Thank goodness. I was a little worried because this is the first time I'm using this camera to stream with. And also, yeah, this is kind of small. I gotta fix this. So, sorry for the difficulties. I ended up having to send back the other camera that I was using because I was done reviewing it. And now I'm trying to figure out how to set this one up. So hopefully I can make this screen larger. I don't know what it looks like on y'all's end. Hey, hey Carl. Hey, is this showing up as full screen on your video, or is it showing up as minimized? Yes, you're a member. I'm trying to figure out how to get this to full screen. I've not used this camera or this computer before to stream with, so this is trying to get this set up properly. Let me see. Full screen. Oh, that's not what that's supposed to do. Hopefully I can get this figured out. I'm not the master whenever it comes to these things. Properties. Here, maybe this will fix it. Is that better? Can you see better now? Hopefully it'll get fixed here in a minute. It's because I'm using this different camera with a different interface on the computer here. So it would be nice if it were full screen, but it looks like it's not full screen. But yeah, so previously I had been using my regular desktop. Normally I would use my regular desktop, but right now I've got the Mac Mini hooked up to it. And I had been using a Panasonic camera. And the Panasonic camera was working really well. I liked it a lot. The Panasonic G100, I reviewed it, all that jazz. And then for whatever reason, normally, and just this is some back end stuff, normally whenever you review things, they will tell you up front if it's something that you have to send back when you're done reviewing it. And I had worked with this company before, and they had sent me a camcorder review and some other stuff and said up front, hey, you get it for a month, send it back. So I had that Panasonic camcorder for like about 2 months. I'd shot several videos. I sent the videos to them like, hey, here's the video links. And then like a week after I was done with the full review, they sent me an email and they're like, oh, hey, yeah, here's a shipping label. You need to send that back. So I'm like, okay. So I'm using my Sony a7 II right now on my MacBook Pro. So that's why it looks different than normal. Yeah, so hopefully this works out better. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to do full 1080p by 1920. I guess it just has something to do with the resolution on here. So whenever I'm doing this on my regular PC next time and not on my MacBook, it should show up properly. So I apologize for that. Quite a few people in here already. So Carl, thanks for stopping by. Darren, glad to see you back here. Staples Inc. 93, hello, nice to have you here. JNG Gotsis, I don't know how to pronounce that. But hello. And Darren Anderson, have you played Wipeout 64? A long time ago. Like a real long time ago. I really love the Nintendo 64. It is one of my most favorite systems ever of all time. Of course, Smash Brothers, GoldenEye, Mario Kart 64, Mario 64, Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and the Nintendo 64 is one of the greatest consoles ever made. So yes, I definitely played that. Wave Race 64, one of the most amazing games for that system. So yeah, solid choice there. Scott Viper 22, hey, thanks for stopping in this evening. Doing fantastic. Thank you. So normally I do this a little bit earlier. I try to do it at 7:30. I ended up being out later than I needed to be today. Ended up doing some grocery shopping stuff. And today is my mom's birthday. So I was out trying to get her gift and make sure I got it to her in time, and then visited there for a little bit, and then grocery shopping. So then coming home and having to set up everything on my laptop because I've never streamed from here before. So I tossed around the idea of of not doing the live stream tonight. And I'm like, well, I know some people really look forward to it. I look forward to it. And I hadn't said that I wasn't going to do it. So I wanted to make sure that I still got on here to come hang out with you guys tonight. So hopefully you're all having a wonderful holiday season so far. I know tomorrow for us officially starts Christmas break for my family. So yeah, they can sleep in and play video games. I don't have to wake them up in the morning. And I actually took off all this week, so I'm going to be off all week long. So that's going to be nice. So hopefully y'all are doing good, and y'all get some time off for the holidays and get to spend time with your family as best you can. Oh, hey, Edgar. So y'all got your mom her cake and groceries stocked up. Oh, good deal. Yeah, I didn't get my mom a cake. I ended up buying her a purse for her birthday, but she seems to like it, so I'll consider that. Chalk that up to one in the win category. Hope you and your family are safe during the scary time. Happy birthday, dear mother. Thank you very much, Staples. And yes, happy holidays to you guys as well. And Christmas is just around the corner. I mean, shoot, it's only a couple hours from midnight here, so like 4 more days until Christmas time, which is just absolutely insane. And this is 2020, right? I mean, you look at it and it seems like we've all been locked up in our homes since like February and March time frame, and already we're 10 days away from the new year. So I'm hoping that 2021 is a lot better and brings more promising things for us. Now, let me go ahead and go into YouTube and share this link over to Twitter if anybody there wants to hop on. So I did get it. I had an interesting purchase today that I picked up that I want to talk about here. Maybe some of y'all have some experience with it. I've never actually had any Sony headphones before. I've tested out the XM3s one time before in the history of my life, and I ended up buying a set of the new XM4s today. And I've been looking around, and I do like the idea of the AirPod Maxes, and I think that they're cool, but $550 is a substantial amount of money when it comes to paying for headphones. So I haven't been able to bring myself to spend that. I did not get them on pre-announcement. I mean, there's just so many other things I can buy for $550. I don't fault anyone that does. I think that they're probably good. Most of the things I'm seeing from people are that they are very good headphones. But as far as I think most other people in the industry are concerned, around the $300 ballpark, the Sony XM3s and XM4s are supposed to be like the best. And I've seen mixed things about some people saying that the XM4s still sound better. So I got a pair of XM4s. Industry-leading noise cancellation. So I'm looking forward to testing these out. Like I said, I've never owned a pair before. My go-tos and the ones that I have are actually the Jabra 85Hs, which I absolutely love, and to this day have been the best ones that I've ever been able to enjoy. But I'm just not that big of a music person. I enjoy music. I enjoy it as much as the next person, but I'm usually so busy with work or with the family or with making videos, I don't have a lot of free time to sit around and listen to music. So I just haven't really indulged in a lot of audio products. Like, I review the ones that companies send me, and typically I'm testing out earbuds though. And I do have several pair of headphones. I do like them. And finally I broke down, I got these. Actually, I had like $20 in Best Buy gift certificates, and then they were on sale for like $279. So a tax, it was gonna be like $299 or something like that, whatever. I got 20 bucks off. I got them for $270 out the door. And I think that that's a fair price. Hold on. I'm live on YouTube. Come stop by. So I also ordered something else today. I ordered something else today that some people are going to be excited about. I think I got it off of eBay, and I actually got a Blackberry Playbook, and I got it new in the box. I paid, I think, like $48 for it, and I've had one of these. I got one when they came out, like years and years and years and years ago. I ended up selling it a long time ago, and then I was like, you know what? Let me look and see if they have one. I'd love to take a look at one of these in 2020 now. And I was able to find one brand new in the box, so I was really excited about that. Star Jared, our new year is our new BlackBerry. Yes, I am really looking forward to 2021 because yes, we're supposed to get the new BlackBerry, and that's going to be totally awesome. I'm really, really, really hoping that we get some new information around CES or maybe before February. That would be awesome. And also, I got my registration confirmed for CES, so all my stuff is good to go. And for those of you who've been here, know that starting January 1st, I'll be doing YouTube full time. So I'm actually really looking forward to it this year because when it comes around to doing CES, I'm going to be able to cover it like all day, which is going to be great. I'll be here at my computer. I'll have my monitor. I'll have everything set up. So, and also I get the press access. So there's press day, which is the first day. So I'll get to go to like the Sony presentation, the Panasonic presentation, like all these cool things. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And I'm hoping that, if there's stuff that y'all are interested in or things y'all want to know about CES, and I'm going to make a video about this because I want to get a lot of people's feedback. I'll probably do a poll. I'm going to try and cover a lot of live coverage stuff when it comes to those things so I can get the information out to you guys quick and put my spin on it, my thoughts. So if there's anything that y'all want to know about the... if there's anything I don't know about CS, then just let me know. Let me see. Staples this year went by so slow yet this month. Yeah. So parts of this year went by really, really slow. And then parts of it went by like crazy, crazy fast. So it's just been a weird year. Carl, yes, I like ice cream. Seiko, hello. Thanks for being here. Edgar, thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Totally did not have to do that at all. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate the support. Just a little holiday tip also. Do you know any details about the BlackBerry Amazon deal? Something in the Amazon sector, I believe. So there was a deal. It's a partnership between BlackBerry and Amazon. And BlackBerry and Amazon are no stranger to partnership before because John Chen partnered with them back in, I want to say like 2013, so that we could get the Amazon App Store on the BlackBerry 10 operating system to get access to their Play Store so we could get more apps, which was cool. So they've had that ongoing relationship for a long time. This one has to do with the auto industry, and it has something to do with like the interface between like the cars and I think security or something. I'm going to do some more research on this because I did want to make a video to touch on it. I read more about it when it first happened in the deal. And hopefully you're not a BlackBerry stock owner because it jumped up to like $8 and then it just dropped like $1 after their earnings report the other day, which is really interesting to me. Because from what I was reading, it looked like the share price actually went up like 2 cents based off of the profit and everything. And it's always funny to me, and I dabble around in the stock market some, but it's always funny to me when earnings reports come around and like they report that they did what the industry expected them to do, or they make a profit, and the share price still goes down. So maybe it'll bounce back up some this week, but it had been sitting around like $5 forever, like forever and ever. And I can remember I actually had BlackBerry stock, quite a few shares, probably about 5 years ago, and it was still at like $5 then. So I've contemplated picking up some more, just because they're such a big player in the security world. I think that they're going to do good and big and better things. So I may get some more eventually. But yeah, it was interesting to see it like drop like $1 the other day. Josh Leibowitz, no, I'm not leaving the practice of law. So what's happening here? Right now, I work for a public interest firm. I work for a nonprofit organization, and so the money there, it's all grant-funded donations and things like that. So it's not a money-making business. It's not something where they just have a bunch of money sitting around. And I have not been there 3 years yet. So once you've been there for like 2 years, they have to like let you go or make you permanent. And because of all the stuff that happened with coronavirus this year, my initial contract was for a year, which is standard. Everyone does that. They were going to renew it for a second year, but due to the funding issues and all those other things, they only did it for 6 months. And I talked about this a little while ago because at the end of October, 6 days before my contract expired, after they told me they were going to extend me, they were like, by the way, you have 6 days left to work November 1st. Like, you're done. So I'm like, okay, well, great, thanks, appreciate that. And 2 days before my contract expired, they ended up extending me, and they're like, we found money to get you to December 31st, but don't plan on there being any more money after that. So unless they come through at 0 hour and they're like, hey, we found more money for you, which honestly I could even turn down at this point just because I want more certainty in my life and I want to focus on my other work. Oh, there's an echo. Let me see if I can fix something. Hold on. I don't know why there's an echo, but hold on. I'm gonna change the audio source. There. All right. Did that fix the? Tell me if this fixes the echo problem. I changed the microphone, so we'll see if this fixes it. But anyway, so I'll keep talking, and maybe let me unplug this mic. All right, is it fixed? So it should only be using one microphone now. I put it on the one on the MacBook. So anyway, yeah, so they extended me out till December 31st, and whenever it comes around to January 1st, like, yeah, if they come up with something at 0 hour, then yeah, I mean, I might still be working there then, but I'm not stopping the practice of law. So I actually have my own law firm set up and registered in the state of Texas already. So when it comes to January 1st, I'll be practicing on my own. So I don't have any clients yet. I don't have any work lined up yet. But I do have a law firm in the state of Texas registered, the law firm of Adam J. Matlock. So I can practice anytime that I want to. I've just been doing this because it's what I enjoy doing. It's what I specialized in law school was representation of low-income taxpayers. So what I do is I help out people who owe the IRS money, who've been audited, who the IRS is trying to collect on. And I help represent them, people that can't afford an attorney, and we help them for free. So that's what I've been doing for years. So I will probably still do some of that on the side in my own capacity. But as far as once January gets here, yeah, I'm going to have to build up some clientele and do that. And I also have a good friend who has her own law firm and wants me to come help out and work with her some too. So primarily, though, what I'll be doing is making YouTube videos and also doing some law practice on the side underneath my own firm name as opposed to working for somebody else. Okay, so hopefully I got the mic issues fixed. Let me scroll back up here. So Gonzalo Delphine, don't you think that BlackBerry is wasting time for the new phone? Because right now Apple I don't think they're wasting time at all. I mean, it takes time for them to do this. And if you watch my last video that I made about how, look, there's nothing to worry about yet, and I really believe there's not, because it takes time for this stuff. I mean, for Samsung and Apple, it takes 8 to 10 months to build a phone and bring it to market anyway. So I don't know why people have this expectation like, okay, they just started the licensing agreement. I want to say like August 19th. I think that was the day. We are in the third week, whatever, fourth week of December. I'm kind of hoping that they've got something that they can share with us at CES. I think that would be amazing. I have no inside information on this whatsoever, so if they don't, then whatever. I would expect to hear something maybe by the end of January, early February at the latest, because they're going to have to start generating buzz for this. Like, this is something they do need to market it. They do need to get information out there, but I don't think it does any good talking about a product they can't show off. So if it comes to, and it really depends on their launch time frame too. They said that within the first 6 months of 2021. That means all the way up to June 30th. And when they say that they're going to have a new BlackBerry, does that mean that's when they're going to announce it? Does that mean that's when they're going to release it? Or does that mean that's going to be when they're going to launch it? So those are big things. So an announcement just means, ta-da, here's our new phone. And then, the launch or release date, you're talking about when it's actually available to buy and where you can get it. So, Yeah, are they going to announce it by June 30th? And I think that they'll announce it before then. I think that personally it's probably going to be available to buy sometime around July, if I had to guess. I mean, I don't know, though. I'm hoping to find some new information out. I do think in the near future, see, right now is a really bad time to put stuff out. Things are not going good in the U.S. economically or worldwide. I mean, there's just a lot of things that are going on. We got the Christmas holidays, everybody's shopping. This phone is not competing with the iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 is not going to go anywhere. So I don't really think this is something where it's going to be like, okay, this has to compete directly with the iPhone and Samsung. They have their market share filled up already. I don't think there's a whole lot of people holding an iPhone 12 right now that are like, okay, I can't wait to get rid of this so I can go get the new Blackberry. Like, I am, but I'm also not getting rid of my iPhone. I'm going to continue using that to make videos with. Let me see what else we got here. Sorry, trying to catch up. DIY Freaky Surya. Hey man, love you from India. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you stopping by tonight. Greggles. Mike still sounds robot-ish. Yeah, I'm not sure what the issue is with it. Can I cancel it? I don't know. This is the first time I'm using this microphone. Here, let me do something. I'm just going to change things up completely. 1 second. Let me switch this. And we'll go from there. All right, so this should be a little bit better now. I was wanting to keep it a little bit higher quality whenever it comes to the microphone, but we're just going to have to roll with this. And then let me fix this. It's really annoying though because it's not taking up the entire screen, which is frustrating. So, all right. I have it switched over to the MacBook Pro camera and also the microphone now. So you can tell me if this is any better. Yeah, next time I'm just going to use StreamYard or get this to work out better. I don't know what the deal is with this camera. It seems like it works fine on PC, but I don't know what the problem is here whenever it comes to the Mac. Apparently it doesn't translate very well. So I apologize for the technical snags tonight. I'll just keep going with this. Yeah, I don't know how to stretch this out to the entire screen, and it's very frustrating. And I want y'all to have a good experience with watching this, but it's not giving me an option to maximize it. Oh, maybe that fixed it. No, apparently not. All right, so let me get back to the questions here, because I know that people are wanting to get information. I'm waiting for the new Blackberry 2. Yeah, there's a lot of people waiting for it, and I think it's going to be successful when it comes out. Josh Leibowitz, I'm sure you'll grow the channel tremendously. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm putting a lot of time and effort into the channel. I mean, shoot, I just realized the other day I did like 41 videos in the month of November, which is an astronomical amount of videos. Some days I was doing like even 2 or 3 a day just because of like the holiday season and so much stuff. So I will be doing a lot of videos continued. I'm still doing like the 1 a day. So that comes out to about 28 videos a month, which is a lot by any stretch of the imagination for any channel. But I cover a lot of things, so I think it's pretty doable, especially once I'll be doing this, full time and not like working 40 hours a week and then making videos from 8 o'clock at night till 1 o'clock in the morning. Let me see. DIY. How did you get this name for your channel? TechOdyssey sounds very good and unique. So, it took me a while to come up with an idea for a name, and especially something that hadn't been taken by somebody else already. It's kind of hard to come up with names because I didn't want my name to be just Adam J. Matlock or Adam Matlock or whatever. So whenever I was thinking about stuff, I tried a couple different things, and I really liked the name Odyssey. I like the idea of Odyssey. I was a big fan of the book or the story of Odyssey with Odysseus, and I think that the way that the word Odyssey works out is kind of like, an adventure, or, it's not just, I like to cover a lot of different things. I like to try and educate people and talk about it, but also cover news, new topics, and things like that. So, I just kind of like to look at it as like a tech journey, or a tech Odyssey. Cover lots of things, and it's kind of comprehensive. It's not just like, hey, I'm just going to do Apple, and I'm just going to talk to you about Apple stuff, or I don't know. It's just, I was coming up with ideas, and that word popped to me, and then a lot of people are like, oh, you stole it from Mario. I'm like, no, I came up with this before Mario Odyssey came out. So that wasn't it. Buzz9, do you think that this is BlackBerry's last shot at hardware? I don't. But if they don't do it right, I think they're going to have to stay out of the phone business for a little while. There's only so much goodwill that you can capitalize on. People generally think positive of BlackBerry, but when you keep having when you keep doing something and then failing at it, there's not any market confidence there. The people that do like it start to get turned off, and then you start losing your support and your subscriber base. So I think that, look, there's BlackBerry Mobile, now we've got Onward Mobility. I really think the greatest chance they have to succeed is to bring it back under the BlackBerry brand. Like, BlackBerry, I think, to be taken absolutely seriously and to have the best chance to succeed, I think it needs to be under the BlackBerry umbrella. As far as licensing agreement works, it's fine. I think that this probably will be successful, and it's probably the best chance that they have, not so much because of them, but because of the market conditions. Right now, if you look around and you see what's going on, the market and people's sentiment towards phones is ripe for creativity, for novel form factors, for things that are not your traditional, just normal slab phone. So I think that right now, going into 2021, and there's also things on the back end that people may not necessarily think about or understand. For instance, the BlackBerry 10 phones, at least a lot of the earlier ones, they don't support voice over LTE. I've not looked in depth to see whether the Z30 or the Passport does, but I know, like, the Classic, the Q10, and the Z10 do not. So starting the beginning of January, those are not going to work on T-Mobile anymore. And then within a year, they're not going to work on AT&T anymore. And there's a lot of networks you can't use those phones on starting like in the next year or two. Those people who have been holding on to their older BlackBerries are going to have to find something to migrate over to. So that condition alone means that you're going to have a lot of BlackBerry people looking for a new device. And I'm sure that was part of the sales pitch. Like, they had to know that. So I think moving into 2021, later 2021, early 2022, they really, I think, should have got this. Like, this phone should have been available February or March of 2021. I think that would have been the best thing. I don't think that it's going to be available that soon. That would be really surprising and totally amazing if it was, but that's something that you're going to have these people who are no longer going to be able to use their BlackBerry phones starting the beginning of January, who are going to need a new phone to jump to, and, well, they might have to grab another phone. And then that's a loss on a potential sale that you really need. So, yeah, there's a lot of things, but I think 2021 is the best market right now. I think as far as the market, I think as far as people looking for new things, I think it'll be successful. And if it's not, then I think they're going to have to wait a couple of years before they give this a whirl again. What do I think the price bracket for the new BlackBerry is that's coming? Well, it's really not fair for me to guess at that because I don't know what's in it. And the thing is that when it comes to pricing, the hardware that's in it is going to be very important. So if I knew what was going to be in it, I could take a better guess. I don't think it's going to be more expensive than $799. That doesn't mean it's going to cost that much. I just don't think it's going to cost more than that. I would expect to see something around the $650 ballpark. That's my guess. And that's not grounded on anything other than intuition. So don't take that to the bank and try and cash that. Do I think foldable phones are the future? They might replace tabs, even laptops completely. No, I don't think they're ever going to completely take away from the tablet market share. I think for some people that like to have a tablet and like to have a phone, I think it can, fill that bill or fit that bill. I mean, I've got one right here. I really love my Fold 2. And yeah, it kind of eliminates needing to have a tablet sometimes for me, and especially when they're talking about the Fold 3 having S Pen support. So if the Fold 3 has S Pen support, that would make life tremendously easy for me, because then I don't have to sit there on my gigantic Tab S7 Plus at nighttime when I'm trying to make my thumbnails. I could do it all on my phone, and that would be nice. So I think there are people that it can be all of those things, but I still think some people need tablets. A phone that works as a tablet is not a laptop replacement. Productivity tablets tend to be something that can replace a laptop in certain settings. So I don't think so. Do I think they're the future? I think they're here now. It's just a matter of how much more of the market they take up. And I think that they're great, but I don't think they're for everybody. And I don't think that they're necessarily the future of phones. I think they're part of now, and I think they're part of a future roadmap that gives you more options. And when it comes to options, the biggest winners are us, because we get new things that are cool. So we'll see. Should you buy a Blackberry Key 2 at $250? Approximately, is it a good deal? Yeah, I mean, if you can afford it and you want one, the Key 2 is still a very, very good phone. I mean, where's mine? It's on my desk over there. Still a very good phone. The only real criticism I have is that it's stuck on Android 8.1. I would really like to have seen it get Android 9. I don't know why it never did. And I think part of it has to do with just the way that the phone is made, because it has those physical buttons in there. But I don't know. I think there were some issues between BlackBerry Mobile and BlackBerry that ended up causing the problem that we're in now with the phone. But we'll see. I think at $250 is a fair price if it's in good condition. Luca, did I see the 4-year support? Yes, I did. I think that that's really cool. I think that that goes a long way. Samsung and a lot of other Android manufacturers and the hardware have really come a long way over the last few years when it comes to trying to compete directly with Apple, because that's who they have to compete with, at least the main Android manufacturers anyway. So I think that's good. I wonder how that will affect like Google and their policy, because Google guarantees 3 years. Samsung is now guaranteeing 3 years. I think it's going to be really telling if we do get manufacturers that come on board and say that they will support these phones for 4 years. Just because Qualcomm's going to get support for the chip for 4 years doesn't mean that the companies themselves will dedicate themselves to 4 years of updates for their hardware. And here's the other problem. The longer you support current hardware, the less sales you're going to get for new hardware, because you're going to keep the stuff relevant even longer. So, I've always felt that there needs to be a give and take. I'm glad that they do support them that long, because not everybody wants a new phone every year. So, that's important. And the way hardware is now, like, could you imagine using a phone still today that's 4 years old? Like, what came out? What was the flagship phone in 2016? Let's look. What was the iPhone in 2016? Was it the iPhone 6S? The iPhone 7 came out at the end of 2017. So, some people are still using those, but if you look at an iPhone 7 as compared to what's out on the table now, there's a lot of difference there. So it's great for people who want to hang on to them that long, but also it makes it a harder sell on new phones when you're like, well, this phone's going to be good for 3 or 4 years. So, the longer the lifespan, I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I think it's good that they do cover them that long, but we'll see if the support carries over to the brands. DCJ, hey, Dom, thanks for showing up. Retailer Tech, thanks for being here as well. Do I like watching YouTube on my Key 2? Just got here. You have terrible reverb going on, man. Yeah. I thought I had fixed the audio issues. I was on a different microphone earlier and I switched to this one. I was not aware that it was still sucking. So let me see if I can fix something on here. I don't know why it's doing that, but I wasn't aware it was still doing it. Let me see here. That. Okay. I don't know if that's fixed anything. Let me go into the audio capture. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's doing that with the audio. Let me see. I'm not sure what I can change on that right now. Let me see what's going on here. What's going on? Texas in the house. So Samsung doing 3-year updates on the phone. Do you think it's better to have an Apple iPhone? Maybe you have new updates even if yeah. So here's the thing. For me personally, I upgrade my phones faster than that. So I think that it's good for people who want to keep their phones that long. I mean, some of my family members do keep their phones for that long. They'll keep them for a long time. Me personally, I don't ever keep one that long. So, I mean, it's hard to. I don't think it's bad that they have such long support things. I don't think that it matters one way or the other when it comes to Apple or Android, but from what my experience is that the hardware and the experience seems to hold up better on iPhone just because the operating system is so fluid. Like you can grab an iPhone 7 and an iPhone like 12 Pro Max and like the day-to-day stuff you do on them feels kind of similar. Like I was using an iPhone 8 Plus earlier this year and it still worked like a champ. So we'll see. Any recommendations on a 5G phone? That's a difficult question. I mean, I need to know more than that. Like what price range you're looking at? Are you looking to save money? Or are you looking to get a flagship phone? That would make it easier for me to make a recommendation like that. What are your thoughts on Apple using companies that don't pay their employees? I know right now that they're internal. So whenever it comes to that stuff, I mean, it depends. One, I mean, of course, in a perfect world, I think that that's terrible. And I think that most companies that we have in the U.S. have gone through issues like that before. When it comes to using third world country labor, where they basically work in like labor and sweatshops and stuff. I mean, it's odd to me that a company that holds themselves as an advocate for civil rights and for global development and for the environment, that they would, engage in working with these companies that are essentially using a slave labor force. I mean, I think that, maybe if they did that under the plausible deniability of just not looking and not going what's going on, I mean, how much can you hold them liable for is one question, but I think if it's brought to their attention and that they know that it's going on, then they should not be doing business with those people, because the fastest way to get those kinds of industries to go out of business and to quit doing these things is for people to quit taking advantage and paying them money. So, I think that they should talk with their money and find legitimate sources of labor to work with. That's just, I think, the best policy all the way around. Do I think that Apple? I don't know. I mean, that's speculation. I mean, there are people that can look at both sides. If you're an Apple advocate and people believe in the company, of course they're going to say, "Oh no, that's not been going on." And then you have people that look at objectively, or people that don't like Apple, you say, "Oh, they have to know that that's going on." So I don't have any inside information. What I can say is that objectively, if they do know that that stuff's going on, they should do something about it. So, yeah, I mean, companies shouldn't be talking out of both sides of their mouth and presenting themselves as one image, because hey, when people present an image, it's like, oh, we're so nice, we're the nice guys, we care about people, we care about all this stuff, and then they're doing something shady like that, or on the side, then yeah, that would be very harmful to their reputation. And I think that that's something that should be played out in the court of public opinion, because if you're behaving in that manner, then I think people need to know about it, and if they do know about it, then they can react appropriately. Because here's the biggest thing: if Apple is engaging in this sort of business and people don't like it, then don't support them, don't buy their products. So that's the way that this works. If Apple doesn't support the guys downstream, they go out of business. If people don't support Apple, it hurts their bottom line, and then the market they'll correct their behavior so that they can try and keep people buying their products. So. But Apple is like one of the biggest, if not the biggest company in the world. So it's hard to affect change at that level on such a a big company. But that's a big topic of conversation. But yeah, who knows? I mean, companies do whatever they can. Yeah, businesses are more successful the more ways they find to not pay money to get the things that they want. Like I said, I have no inside information on the stuff that's going on, but yeah, I think any company is going to try and find the cheapest way to do it. But the problem is is it the cheapest way, or is it the wrong cheapest way to do it? So I'm not very up to speed on the topic of conversation that you're asking me about, but those are kind of my thoughts on the matter. And yeah, like Dom says there, it's all bottom line stuff. So I was going to say something. So I am making a video once I get off of here. I think the video that I'm making for tonight, for tomorrow, there's been something, if you're using a BlackBerry 10 phone or you like BlackBerry 10 phones, there's a big change for Twitter. As of December 15th, on a BlackBerry 10 device, the browser no longer supports being able to use Twitter. So that's problematic for people who are still using that. It may be something that 10 people that follow me are concerned about, or it may be something that a lot of people are concerned about. But I did find a way. I did find a different browser that you can use, that you can get, that supports the Android runtime, that will allow you to still continue to use Twitter, even though it is slightly slower than the native browser version. But I was thinking about making a video about that tonight for tomorrow, to get the week started off on the right foot. Also, I do need to set up the giveaway. So I did get a 2 different sets of earphones from Jabra. They're the Elite 75Ts. Absolutely love them. I have mine right here. I've had them for a long time. They are my favorite earbuds of 2020 so far, but I did just get the 85Hs. So that is going to be something that I'm looking forward to doing a comparison on. That's something I'm looking forward to reviewing. And also, like I said, I've got the 275Ts. I made a post about it yesterday, so I'm going to try and get the giveaway started tomorrow. I may get it set up tonight if I have time. It's already 10 o'clock here tonight. And I wanted to have a video to go over that to go with it as well. But also, I have 1 set of Liberty Air 2s, and I'm waiting for Soundcore. They're supposed to be sending me 5 pair of the Soundcore Q30s, but they're dragging their feet on that. So as soon as they get those to me, I'm doing a giveaway with the 1 set of earbuds and the 5 sets of the Q30 headphones. I'm just waiting for them to get here. So that's also coming as well. But immediately, yes, the Jabra 75Ts are going to happen, and whoever wins those is going to be very, very happy, because there's some amazing earbuds. What are your future plans regarding the channel? Like, what can you see coming? So, starting in January, when I have more free time, I'm looking forward to making better quality videos. And sometimes I feel kind of stagnant with regard to like the quality of my videos. And especially right now, if you've noticed, I've had to change my perspective to where I've been using an iPhone 12 Pro Max to record my videos with. I had to send that Panasonic camera back to Panasonic, which was 1,000% not expected. So I'm very frustrated about that personally, because I felt like the quality of the videos were really good with it. The sound I thought was good. So I've had to make some adaptations over the last 2 weeks. I did get a new a lav mic in yesterday that I plugged in directly to the phone. That does seem to sound better. So, Dom, I really do like the A7 II. The problem with the A7 II is that the autofocus is too slow. So when I'm talking, it goes out of focus all the time, and it makes the videos look crappy. Like it will have hunting autofocus issues. So, like for a normal person who's physical, capable physically of sitting still and not and having a fixed object on them, it works great. For somebody like me, it doesn't work out so well. So I'm going to have to use a different camera other than the A7 II. No, this audio is not lav mic, and apparently this audio is dirt. I can't hear it on my end. I started off using my Sony A7 II and using my Yeti mic, but people said that there was feedback. So then I switched over and I converted it to now using the MacBook camera and the MacBook mic. And I've never streamed like this before using OBS from my laptop, but because the Panasonic camera is not here and my desktop is not hooked up because it's plugged into my Mac Mini, I thought I had everything set up properly to work on my laptop, and yeah, it's not working out as well as I intended, which is why it's in this windowed mode, which I can't get it out of, and why the audio sounds like dirt. So I didn't want to just cancel the stream in the middle of it, but it's very frustrating on my end right now that it looks and sounds like dirt. Jiffer, do I review MacBook Pro stuff? Have a MacBook Pro 15 i5, work amazing. I have not used Big Sur yet. So my Mac Mini, I'm sorry, it does have Big Sur on it. It was designed for that. It seems like it works okay. On my MacBook Pro 2019 16-inch that I have not upgraded to Big Sur yet. I've heard issues about it, so I really don't want to update at this point. I'm perfectly happy with Catalina. So I was thinking about giving it a couple more months. The thing is I don't really cover a lot of Mac stuff just because it's not really my cup of tea. I do like it. I like it for what it is, but I don't know a lot about it. I do stuff on here, and it's taken me kind of like a while to learn how to do all these things. I've been using PC my whole life and not Mac computers. So yeah, I am not an expert when it comes to Mac stuff. I am making a Mac video because I want to make one called like the best accessory for your new Mac Mini, and I think that is the Magic Touchpad 2, because the Mac OS, I've always used it with a laptop, and having this touchpad is absolutely fantastic. Like, it works so great, it feels organic. It works so well with the operating system. So I tried using it with my Mac Mini with the mouse and the keyboard, and I absolutely hate using a mouse with it. The touchpad is so nice. So I plan on making that video. But yeah, I'm going to make some Mac related videos, but I'm not going to be getting into like the weeds with the stuff. So I mean, if there's anything that you want my opinion on, or you have a question, I mean, you can always DM me on Twitter or whatever, or you can ask that here, and I'll see what I can do about it. But I don't plan on getting into the weeds on that stuff. Digital saying, oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the video. So I totally love the A71 5G. I think it's an amazing phone. I saw they've already got leaks, the rumor mill stuff on the A72. I'm fairly certain that the A72 is going to get released, or it's going to get announced at CES. I'm really, really hoping to make some contacts with these Samsung guys whenever it comes to CES this year, since my channel's bigger now, and hopefully they'll send me something. Night Tech, yeah. I'm not sure what to do to fix the microphone. I'm trying to do this with OBS through my laptop right now, and it just doesn't seem like it's working very well. So here, I'm going to try one last thing to see if I can get this microphone fixed. And the sound may go out for like 30 seconds. So if the sound goes out, then I apologize, but I'm going to try this and see. I'm going to see if it'll work, because I know this is frustrating on y'all's end, and it's frustrating for me too. So hold on one second. I'm going to try this. Okay. So remove that. Okay. I don't know if y'all can still hear me or not, but I changed I re-added and changed the audio source here, so hopefully it's better. I don't know. Hopefully it is. I apologize if it's not. Can y'all, and if you can, let me know. Can y'all still hear me all right over there? Open your Apple's audio input on the Mac first. I'll see what I can do there. I don't know how to do that. Audio be set up. Still the same. Still the same. Great. Here we go. I don't know if this will change anything. I'm not that good with Mac stuff. I can change this. Is the sound back? All right. I changed the settings back. Hopefully it's working now. Can you hear me again? Test. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Okay. Is it fix now, or is it so? Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. This has been the most frustrating stream in the history of mankind. So I appreciate all of y'all for sticking with me through all this garbage, because this has been an absolute mess. I'm glad that this is now working with 8 minutes left on my scheduled stream time. But anyway, I didn't know what I was talking about now. Anyone have a question? Anything that you want to talk about? Dom, I see you'll be making a Mac video. Yeah, so I've got my Mac Mini. I mean, I'm probably going to make 1 or 2 videos on it. I do want to touch base on it because I want to test it out for my own video editing. It's supposed to be amazing for that. Really, the biggest reason that I got it, as you can see right now, you've got my background behind me. I'm sitting here like hunched over my laptop with this 16-inch screen, which is how I edit all my videos all the time. So I'm looking forward to using my 34-inch widescreen monitor and sitting in my nice comfortable gaming chair and having my desk so I can edit videos with. So that's why I got it primarily. It was more for me. And I said when I ordered the thing, I'm probably not going to make a ton of videos on it. I did an unboxing. It got like 8 views. So that told me right there that people in my audience don't care so much about it. But I am going to make a video about editing video on it. I'm going to make one about the Magic Trackpad to talk about that. I don't really see a whole lot of it in my future. Yeah, the 13-inch Pros, I mean, did you get the one with the M1 in it? Oh, okay. Well, that's nice to know, Jiffer. Yeah, I've never even gone into the sound settings on Mac. Like I had to hit Command and space just so that I could pull it up and type in sound. Like I've been building PCs since I was like 11 years old. My first ever computer I ever built was the original. Well, it was a Cyrix. Like if some of you older guys know much about PCs and CPUs. Back when I first started building computers in the mid-90s, there was a couple different brands. There was Winchip, there was Cyrix, there was AMD, there was Intel. There's probably 1 or 2 other ones. But my very first computer I ever built was a Cyrix 486 33 megahertz computer. It was a 386 or 46, and it had 4 megabytes of RAM, a 190 megabyte hard drive, and like a 9600 baud modem with like a built-in sound card. I mean, it was there wasn't a whole lot you could run on this thing. And then we got our first Pentium computer. Overclocked that from like 75 hertz to 75 megahertz to 90 megahertz. I had like a 4 megabyte video card in there. I had like 54 megabytes of RAM. I had a 540 meg hard drive and a 1.2 gig hard drive. I had like a 33.6 baud modem. So yeah, I mean, I've been building and using PCs for years and years and years. I mean, I built my kids 3 gaming computers this last year. I absolutely love PCs. And it comes to Macs, I'm like, it's like foreign to me, like a complete foreign language. I don't know that much whenever it comes to them. I mean, I use them. I still use Chrome. I don't even like Safari. I've learned. I've developed a slight proficiency with them, but I don't know technical stuff at all. No, I don't have one of those old roller mice. I remember those though, and it used to be a giant pain in the butt because you have to clean off the contacts with the little rollers in there because they would get crap built up on them all the time. So you have to go in there and use an eraser on a pencil. But yeah, I started off using DOS. I mean, when I was a kid, we had an old 8088 computer. It was an AT&T with a green screen monochrome monitor, and we didn't even have a hard drive. We had the old 5 1/4 floppies where you had to have like the DOS disk in there at all times. And then you would have to load in the software disk and then keep switching the disks around. And then once you got ready to close the program, you would have to put the DOS disk back in and close the app out so it would go back to the command prompt. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I grew up on DOS, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I would go get like the little games or whatever programs we had and put the floppy disk in there, fire it up, and I could, like, when I was like 4 years old, my dad was teaching me DOS commands. So I mean, I can still navigate my way around DOS if I need to. I used to do a lot of programming when I was a kid too. I did a lot of quick basic programming, QB45. I got into C a little bit, but yeah, if you program in quick basic and then try to move over to C, it's like learning a whole nother, I mean, it is learning another language. It's a programming language, but like QBasic was a lot more intuitive for me to use whenever I was younger, although much more limited, of course. And then I tried Visual Basic, and that was just terrible. Well, I'm glad I finally got the audio fixed on here at least. I wish there was something I could do about... you talking like on Zork? Go to door, open door, light candle. Yeah, parents' computers and trying to get around all their stuff was like a mother of necessity back in the day. Yeah, if games still required like being able to type in and tell things what to do, I could imagine that people's grammar and vocabulary would be a lot better. I think that AOL Instant Messenger single-handedly brought down everybody's intelligence by at least 20 points on the IQ scale. It's funny to me, like back in the day, everybody used to type LOL all the time, and it's interesting to me, that's where that came from. And it's still pervasive today, and we're talking 20 years later, and everybody's still typing LOL all the time from using AOL Instant Messenger back in the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, it was big. Everybody used to type on there all the time. I had like 5 million friends. That's where I learned to type so fast. And you would have like 20 different chat windows open all the time, and it's like back and forth. I mean, to this day, if I'm not trying to like transcribe something or type something that's on the screen, I can type over 100 words per minute easy. Yeah, AOL. We used to go across the street and the grocery store, you could go into them and they would have just the free AOL CDs. So we would go over there and it was like 1,400 free hours. So we would like do the free CD and then that would run out, and then we'd get another free CD. I mean, my mom didn't even realize that AOL wasn't the internet until like the year 2012. So she still has an AOL email address, actually. Yeah, IRC was great. I used to hang out in IRC all the time. I would use ICQ. I always hated Yahoo Messenger. I thought that was pretty terrible, but that was just a different period of time back in life. But yeah, we didn't have Mac computers growing up. I had like one friend that had a Mac 2, and I was like, I hate this thing. I was always a PC person. But I got into that stuff early. I mean, whenever I was in my teenage years, I used to mow a lot of people's yards. And I had a guy that was at my church, and I would mow his yard, and he had his own computer business, and he would pay me like in parts. Like he's like, I'd mow his yard, and he's like, hey, here's a memory stick, or here's an old hard drive or something. So that's how I got all my stuff to start building computers. Yeah, I have an email address from like 1994 that I use for a lot of my spam email. What do you think about the 2021 BlackBerry? Will it be a hit? I think so. I hope so. I think that they are set up for success. I think genuinely that they've got a good shot at it. It's just a matter of whether they do it properly. Yeah, I'm waiting to get my refund just because this stupid phone had to go all the way back to China. So I'm anticipating hopefully this week that I'll finally get my refund on it. But they are giving me the refund. It's just a matter of it getting there to them so that they can, refund it. Oh yeah, man, it's crazy, Jiffer. I mean, I can remember back to when I was like 14, 15 years old doing all of this stuff, 12 years old, and now like my oldest son is going to be 15 in like 3 months. So time goes by entirely too fast. Like, especially with as busy as we are nowadays. I mean, it seems like, I think just because we're so integrated, like we're always doing something, so time always goes by so fast. I remember, everything's so instant gratification now, or instant connectivity, or like instant everything. It's not like it was 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago where, I mean, if you weren't at home, you didn't get the phone call. You would have to tell somebody, hey, I'm going to call you at 8:30. And then you would have to be somewhere where somebody could get a hold of you. Or, I mean, you could only do email from a computer, or there was no email, or, your friends might not even actually have the internet. So, yeah, it's interesting, but at the same point in time, it's like you look up and you're like, where did the time go, Andrew, yeah, I don't have any inside information with regard to onward mobility. I'm really hoping that they do announce something at CES. Just me, from a tech guy's perspective, from a BlackBerry fan's perspective, from a, hey, this is going on about 4 or 5 months now perspective. I think it would be a missed opportunity if they don't say something at CES, but I have no confirmation on whether they will or not, but I would love to. Yeah, rotary phones. We had those when I was growing up too, especially at my grandma's house. My grandma barely even had a TV. And she lived out in the middle of nowhere, and we had one of those huge satellite dish looking things out in the yard just so we could get 5 channels. So like my great grandmother could watch her soap operas in the afternoon, and I could sit down and watch Wheel of Fortune when I ate my TV dinner in the evening. Times have changed. I remember when everybody used to have convection ovens. Is that what they are? The little ones that sit on top of the countertops? I'd never seen anything like this, and my great grandmother had one, and they were designed for those like Totino's little pizzas. It was an oven, like a little square oven with a little handle you would pull out, and you would just put the pizza on it, and you would slide it in there, and it was like a big toaster oven for frozen pizzas. I tell you what, though, that thing made the absolute best pizzas ever. Yeah, the BlackBerry Passport is very, very, very great design. It holds up really well. But yeah, things have changed a lot in technology over the years, of course. And yeah, I think that's one thing that makes it so interesting is because there's always new stuff coming out all the time. It keeps it interesting and it keeps it relevant. and of course, makes life easier and keeps us connected and gives us all the cool things. So I guess I'm going to call this one a night. I'm sorry that I started streaming so late. Also sorry for all the technical difficulties. I'll probably end up just deleting this video after we get done so nobody else is subject to watching it. But for those of you who did come in here and hang out tonight and talk and visit and take the time to be here, I really appreciate it. And it's just a crazy, busy, hectic time of the year right now. Like I said, my streaming setup completely changed. I got to get it set up on my PC. And then, of course, yes, doing stuff for my mom's birthday and other stuff today. I got started later than I had planned on. And, I had mentioned I wasn't thinking I was going to actually do a stream tonight. But, I really enjoyed doing this on the weekend. And I wanted to make sure I got this in so I could stop in and visit with you guys, answer some questions, and, go through the usual weekend stuff. So probably next weekend should be good, I think. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. I'm actually supposed to travel out of town tomorrow or Tuesday. I'll be out of town Tuesday and Thursday, but I may do some on-site shooting. I've got, I've got several videos to make this week. And I've always got videos to make, but I'm going to try and do some vlog style videos and some phone comparison stuff this week. And also I'm working on testing out this Fujifilm camera, which is actually fantastic. I want to buy one, but it's like $1,700 for the stinking camera body, which is a lot. So right now, I'm going to see if I can continue to make my A7 II work. We'll see how that goes. I've been using the iPhone. If y'all been watching the videos lately, let me know what y'all think with the I've kind of changed things up a little bit with the way I've been doing some of the videos. So a little more casual, a little more personality. Not just so much, rigorous rote stuff. Oh, no. I'm not heading down the camera path. So the reason that I actually reached out to these companies about the cameras is because I'm testing them out to find one that I want to use. So I reached out to Fujifilm and I asked them if they would send me this camera because I wanted to test it out since I needed a new one. So it gives me an opportunity to test out the camera for free and review it and see if I like it before I go buy one. So I'm just maximizing my time. And yeah, the other thing too is I want to test some of the new ones when they come out. But no, I'm not going to be a camera guy. I'm I can hardly tell you the difference between half of the stuff that comes in the cameras. It's just, I use stuff from a normal person's perspective. I want something that's good so I can use it for YouTube. I've heard good things about the new Sonys though, like the X-T4, which is the one that I have. The color profiles are great. I love the manual controls on top of the camera. I have this Sony A7 II. I'm absolutely not going to get an A7 III or any of that other stuff. I may just get another Panasonic G100. I really like the Panasonics, and Panasonic is supposed to be sending me the S5 so I can review. So right now, I'm going to do a test between, I'm going to check out. No, the A7 II doesn't overheat. It's the ones that get into 4K. Once you get into 4K recording with the Sonys, they have problems with it. So I don't know a lot about the ins and outs of cameras, and part of the review process is kind of teaching myself that and learning these things because I think it will benefit me in the long run. The Panasonic GH5 is good, but that's an old camera. It's been around for a while. So I'm going to test out this Panasonic S5 when I get it. I'm testing out the X-T4, and I'm going to look at some other stuff. I'm definitely not going to get the ZV-1 because the battery life is terrible. Yeah, I would love a Blackmagic camera, but they're like $6,000 to get your foot in the door. I mean, they're crazy expensive. I think the cheapest one I've seen is like $4,000 or $5,000, and yeah, they're really nice. I would love to have one, but when 90% of my video is just me sitting here talking, I don't think that I need quite that level of quality. But yeah, the Panasonic G7 is a really good camera too. The Canon M60. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there that has been around for a couple of years now that's at good prices. But honestly, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed that G100. So, I mean, yeah, I might could pay for one of those. It was just a big turnoff after I reviewed it, and I was under the impression I was keeping it, that they asked me to return it. So then I'm like, well, I don't want to buy another one now. You made me give this one back after I was thinking I was keeping it. So I don't know what camera I'm going to decide on and like land on using, but we'll see how it goes. But I definitely don't want to be streaming with this potato 720p selfie camera on the MacBook Pro for the foreseeable future. So I tried something a little bit different with the A7 II tonight, and it just is not working out with OBS on my Mac at all. So I'll have more time to test this stuff out before next weekend. We'll see how it goes. And also, hey, Bionic Scoop, how are you? Catching things on the tail end, about to hop off here. But thanks a lot to everybody who stopped in tonight. And also, Jeffer, for helping me figure out the audio issues. I wish I had figured that out like 40 minutes ago. But hey, better late than never, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night because I got to get ready to shoot this other video, and I don't want to be up till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I got to get this contest set up for these Jabra 75Ts so somebody can win those. I don't know if I'm going to run a week on this contest. I really... I really want to try and get these earbuds out a little faster. I don't think I'm going to make it to getting it to anyone by Christmas, so it may just be have to get them before the new year. So it'll probably be 5 to 7 days for the contest, but I need to get that set up. But thanks a lot for everybody who stopped by tonight. As always, you guys rock, and it's always great to hang out with you. So thanks for the support. Thanks for your time. Y'all have a fantastic Monday morning for those who have to work tomorrow. And if you're off for the holidays, then I hope that you have a fantastic week for Christmas and that you get everything that you want and that you have a wonderful time with your family and celebrate in any way that you can. So thanks a lot, guys. As always, I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.